Hello kids! Welcome to English lesson. I hope you are doing well and want to study English. Let me tell you something about myself. I am a teacher now, but 15 years ago I was a student. I wasn't a teacher. When I was a little girl, I couldn't swim, but now I can swim. When I was a little girl, I couldn't ride a bike, but now I can ride a bike well. In my speech, I use the words was and wasn't, could and couldn't when I talked about past events. So that means you will learn how to use these words in everyday English. The topic of our lesson is past simple tense of the verb to be and modal verb can. Let's take a look at our lesson plan for today. Today we're going to learn the verb to be and modal verb can in past simple, do exercises, and play a game. So kids, what is the past simple tense of the verb to be? First, let's read the sentences. I am in the museum now. I was in the zoo yesterday. My friend is 6 years old now. He was 5 years old last year. It is sunny today. The weather was rainy yesterday. He is a teacher now. He was a student 10 years ago. I am slim now. I was fat when I was young. Today is present. Yesterday is past. I am happy. I was happy. Today it is October 15th. Yesterday it was October 14th. Here, the forms of the verb to be in present simple tense. But how about past simple? What is the past simple tense of the verb to be? Verb to be in past is changed for was and were. Was is used in singular with the personal pronouns I, he, she, it. Were is used in plural form with pronouns we, you, and they. We change am and is for was. Are is changed for were. Let's have a look at some examples. I was a student 10 years ago. She was ill yesterday. He was strong. We were at school yesterday. They were happy. Let's have some practice and write the sentences in past simple tense. You will have some time for this task. All right, kids, your time is up. Let's check your answers. It is Monday. It was Monday. They are happy. They were happy. We are friends. We were friends. She is at school. She was at school. Excellent. You've tried hard, kids, and deserve some rest. Let's learn was and were by watching a video and singing a song.
Yesterday, last week, yesterday, last week, I was, you were, he, she, and it was, we were, you were, they were, I was, you were. Yesterday, last week, yesterday, last week, I was, yesterday, you were, he, she, and it was, yesterday, we were, last week, you were, yesterday, they were, last week, I was, yesterday, you were.
Let's talk about negative form of the verb to be in past. If we want to make negative sentences, we have to add not after was and were. The short form is wasn't for singular and weren't for plural. Let's read more examples. I wasn't a student. She wasn't ill. She was healthy. We weren't at school. We were at home. They weren't sad. They were happy. Let's look at the positive and negative forms of the verb was and were. Was is always singular. Were is always plural. Are you guys ready for doing some task? I hope so. Can you write the sentences in past simple tense? Make sure they are all negative. The time is up. Let's check them together. It isn't Monday. It wasn't Monday. They aren't happy. They weren't happy. We aren't friends. We weren't friends. She isn't at school. She wasn't at school. Great job! But what if we want to ask questions? Let's learn about it. For making questions, we put was and were at the beginning of the sentence. For example, were you at home yesterday? And the short answer is yes, I was, or no, I wasn't. Was she happy? Yes, she was. No, she wasn't. Were we friends? Yes, we were. No, we weren't. Were they at school yesterday? Yes, they were. No, they weren't. Let's complete the questions with was or were. The time is up and we're checking together. Number 2. Where were you at 6 o'clock yesterday evening? Number 3. What film was on TV last night? Number 4. Were there any tests yesterday? Number 5. Was anybody late for class today? Very good. Are you ready to play a game, kids? Let me tell you the rules. You should complete the following sentences with was or were before you hear the correct answer. If you make a mistake, you lose. They were in the cinema. I was in my garden. They were on the beach. Susan was in the library. We were in the park. He was in the toilet. You were at your grandparents'. We were with Mom. He was alone. They were trick-or-treating. She was out in the rain. They were on the moon. We were in our science lesson. It was sunny. It was cold yesterday. Congratulations, you're a winner! So, kids, if you want to know grammar of was and were, you should do more exercises. Can you read the text and choose was, wasn't, were, or weren't? All right, kids, the time is up. Let's check your answers. Tom was in the playground last week. He was with his dad. Tom's mom wasn't in the playground. He was on the swing. Let's move to the next part of our lesson, which is about the past simple tense of the modal verb can. We can use modal verb can when we talk about our abilities. For example, I can dance or I can swim. But how to change these sentences in past? Let's learn the rule. In past tense, we have to change can for could. I could dance. I could swim. Let's look at the examples of present and past tenses. Present. I am a schoolboy now. I can read and write now. Past. I wasn't a schoolboy 10 years ago. I was a baby. I couldn't read and write 10 years ago. I could only play. For affirmative sentences, we put subject plus could. For example, I could read, she could write. For negative, we should add not. Could plus not, and the short form is couldn't. I couldn't read, she couldn't write. And finally, if we make questions, we put could at the beginning of the sentence. Could you read? Could she write? Let's revise all three forms. Affirmative. I could read. Negative. I couldn't read. Interrogative. Could I read? Have you learned the rule? Let's do exercise. Write the sentences in the past simple tense. The time is up and we're checking. 2. Can you dance? And we change it for could you dance? 3. She can't play tennis. In past tense, we say she couldn't play tennis. 4. Can you speak English? Could you speak English? 5. They can't go to the cinema. They couldn't go to the cinema. Great. Let's sum up what we have learned today. Today we were talking about past tense of the verb to be and modal verb can. Don't forget that to be in the past is was and were. Can in the past is could. I hope it was interesting for you, and now you can easily use these verbs when you talk not only about present but also about past. Thank you for your attention. You have a wonderful day. Goodbye.